What's going on, folks? Fugazi TV, Mono Black checking in. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video about the differences between Tommy Sotomayor and Kevin Samuels. What I was pointing out is that, Tommy went away from what was working. He was coming with facts, videos about, the issues. He would have panels where he would bring on, 4, 5, 6 people, and they would talk about, the problems. And during those panels, you would learn a lot about history. I would learn a lot. I would go back to Google and I would Google some of the things they were saying, and I was like, wow, I was shocked. I didn't know 75% of what they were talking about. So it was very informative. I thoroughly enjoyed, watching Tommy. And then it just got to a rough patch where it was just nothing but drama, nothing but beef, and beefing with True Freeman. I didn't care for True Freeman. And then beefing with other people, I didn't care for them. Then, he was cool with Kwame, and then he was beefing with Kwame, and, it was Kwame. I think there's a few people that do like that stuff, but, I wasn't one of them that liked it. But, so I watched here and there, when he was on point. But I'll probably catch a show like once in a blue, you know what I mean? But then recently, like for the last 3-4 weeks, I don't know if he heard me or heard someone else say, hey man, you need to get back to the basics. But he was getting back to the basics, man. And I noticed this, and I was like, I was tuning in a lot. He was getting back to the facts. He was reaching out. He was working with Fresh and Fit. And, they were creating very good content. And I was enjoying it. I was really enjoying it. I'm like, good, Kwame wasn't up. I mean, he would talk about Kwame in the monologue, but, excuse me, the rest of the show was primarily geared to, factual stuff that, that got back to the basics. And I was loving it. And then the other day, he was on Fresh and Fit. And I guess there was a girl there. And from what I heard from other folks, and I think from Tommy as well, is that he flew this girl out, and they were gonna do their thing. She brought out a friend as well, and I guess the friend did the thing, but she didn't, and blah blah blah, and she was upset because in her mind, he bashes black women. That's probably something you should have researched or known about him before you flew out, before you went out. And another thing, I guess if he bashes black women, or if you, and someone said, I think it was O'Shea Duke Jackson, that said something that was, that I agree with. The reason why she was mad at him for bashing black women is because he was bashing pretty much her. Like she fit into the criteria of women that he was talking about. So she was upset by that aspect. The other girl probably didn't fit into that category. Probably, that's another story. But she did get flown out and did things, but it's another story. But she didn't fall under that category of black women that he was referring to. So she was pissed off. So I didn't catch that Fresh and Fit, the entirety of it. All I caught was the last bits and pieces of the scuffle. Now, the reason why I relate this to Kevin Samuels is that Kevin Samuels would have had control of that situation. I don't think Tommy was in the wrong per se. She was in the wrong, definitely. But I think as a man, sometimes you have to, I don't know if he knew that this was good for business or bad for business. I can't tell. I'm just going to go with it's bad for business. Because I don't know if he's going to be on Fresh and Fit anymore. That's a wall. That's a bridge burn. And he can't really be in studio with anyone with a contrasting view or he can't be in any kind of environment with someone that, is offended by what he says about black women. So, I don't know how many other people that's going to reach out to him and say, hey, come into studio and do this. But he should have had control of the situation. You know what I mean? You should know, hey, I kind of dealt with her on a personal level. There may be some stuff here. So let me break this, let me diffuse the situation before it escalates and, I have to, beat somebody up. Let me just chill and bring it back. I mean, I was like, it was getting good. And I was like, yeah, he's getting back to the basics. Then he gets pulled into some stuff, Anybody that knows Tommy knows that he's not lying about what he's saying about the majority of black women. Let's get that out the way. He's truthful in what he says there. And, he likes black women. I mean, that's no secret. He talks about this all the time. I don't think it's a thing. Well, it's not a thing. I don't think. It's not a thing where he's, the funny thing about it, the majority of the men that are out there that are pro-black and black CMOS queens and all this, like the majority of them are with white women, right? So it's a little irony. The black men that are out here telling black women they're queens and stuff are not dating queens, but the guy that is telling black women, hey, we have to do better. You guys are not queens and blah blah blah. He's the one that's actually messing with black women. But yeah, man, and I don't know too much about Fresh and Fit, but I've seen the controversies that they've been a part of, like with the one with Abby and Preach, Abby and Preach, and I saw a couple of videos that the lead attorney made about Fresh and Fit. And and O'Shea as well, and a lot of people are saying, Fresh and Fit's, they're not true stand-up guys. And, this one, I think, they need to do better, man. And I'm starting to think that narrative is correct about them. They need to do better. That was scripted, man. Not scripted in the sense like they knew, tell her, hey, this is what you're going to do. It was scripted like, hey, look, listen, I think they used to mess around, so if we bring her in, we're going to get great content. I think it was more like that. Like, you can't be setting up your guests, man. You even though, you may get great content, look, you have to protect your guests, man. You gotta make sure that they're in the best possible situation. There's too many girls in there, man. It's too many girls. How many girls do you need to prove your point? Like, I could get like 3 or 4 girls. This was like 10 up in there, 8, 9, 10. It's too crowded. You know, it's too crowded. You know, there should have been some space. Someone should have did their best to like separate them. Like, why is she sitting that close to him? Like, she should have been by Fresh. And then I saw, Fresh do a conference call with DJ Academics, and yeah, and the way he was saying it, like the way Fresh is immature, man. Like, your act. And I'm like, man, this guy has no common sense. Like, it's like I don't think he's mature. Like, he should have been like, man, I messed up, man. We had an altercation. Like, man, dang, we should have figured it out, man. We should have not putting them that close. We should have probably not had her there. Man, I feel bad, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get that feeling from him. It's like, yeah, this is great. You wouldn't believe it. Like a high school kid or elementary kid that just witnessed a fight. Like, yeah, like, it was like excited. It's crazy. But anyway, man, hopefully Tommy sticks with the basics. I know he's probably going to go back and forth with that girl for a little while. That girl actually went to Kwame Brown stuff, so I'm guessing he's going to go back and forth with Kwame Brown for a little while. So hopefully he doesn't stick to them too much and get back to the basics. But anyway, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Like, subscribe, tell me what you think, drop a comment. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.